U.S. Presidential Envoy for Climate, John Kerry, and Governor-elect Maura Healey for giving your time and presence today. Yeah, give it up. Come on. We have Peter Abbott, Tom Nichols, Rachel Guerrera, and Paolo De Fabio from the British Consulate office in Boston for working with us on this important event. Special shout out to the Canadian Premier, Tim Houston, woo! For being here today. Thank you so very much for our annual Nova Scotian Christmas tree in Boston Commons, right over here to our left, that we are proud to light up tomorrow night. Bear with me, I got some more names. The JFK Library for being a partner with the Mayor's Office on the Earthshot Prize and helping bringing everyone together. Some of the Earthshot Prize Boston Host Committee is here today in the audience. Woo, give it up for them. Thank you for helping guiding the ship, the Earthshot ship here in Boston. The Boston Children's Chorus, not choir, chorus, woo! For agreeing to perform today, and to Andreas Holder for getting the kids ready and piped up. All right, Eddie Jacobs from Interstate Rental for making this magic happen. All the lights, the tents, making this happen. Big shout out to Eddie. Jeff Hansen, Dave Parado, Lynn Gaiolello, if I missed your name, I'm sorry. Tyler Keaton, Corey Medina, Joseph Barbera, and Scott O'Brien from All Tech Sound for making sure we can hear. Give it up for them, the tech people. It's doing the invisible work. Speaking of the invisible work, to all my City of Boston employees that do the invisible work every day behind the scenes to make our city the greatest city in America. And to all of you on the newly renovated City Hall Plaza, give yourself a round of applause for standing out here in the name of environmental justice in the rain. And last but not least, why most of you are here, their Royal Highnesses, Prince William and Princess Kate of Wales, for trusting the best, greenest, and the most vibrant city in America to host the second annual Earthshot Prize Awards. And this is actually the first time it's in the U.S., so give it up for that. All right, that's all the thank yous. If I missed anyone, charge it to my mind, not my heart. We love you all. We lead with love here in Boston. Now, it is my distinct honor to introduce the Boston Children's Chorus. Yes, give it up. Please welcome the Boston Children's Chorus here to perform Panic, led by Andreas Holder and Kenneth Griffith.
Hello everyone, buenas tardes. Great to see you. My name is Andres Holder and I am here from Boston Children's Chorus and we're so excited to perform for you. As they get into place, I'm going to tell you a little bit about BCC. We work at the intersection of music education and social justice, and this particular song is from the musical Wild from American Repertory's Theater brand new musical that opened last fall. This song takes place in the town of Outskirtsia, where this group of people have come to town to lease the lands, and the adults and the children have gathered at the town center for a special performance. And at this performance, the children are about to tell the adults of Outskirtsia their opinion about their engagement with the people called the Extracticals. Under the baton of Kenneth Eugene Griffith II, this is Panic from Wild. Enjoy.
Water turns to fire when you turn the faucet on. Chemicals and poison, they slip inside your blood. Animals get tired, cause all the evils come. And all the trees and rivers, they will slowly come undone. And we're angry.
Thank you.
Yep. 1, 2.
All right, Boston. Whoa, this one's louder than the first one. All right. Sorry I was late. It's a long walk. We're ahead of time, so I just want to, again, thank the Boston Children's Chorus for that wonderful, wonderful selection. And their organizer, Andreas and Kenneth. We're going to take a small break, so keep the energy up. I know it's raining, but, you know, talk amongst yourselves, take some pictures, because the city is going to be lit green tonight. So we are excited about that, and we are excited about environmental justice, right? Woo! This is Boston. Show our visitors what Boston is all about. Woo! Come on, let's get them a test run before they come out. I can't hear you. This is the city of champions, right? The city of champions. All right, so I'll be back before our next speaker. So talk amongst yourselves, take some pictures, and celebrate the greatest city in America, Boston. All right, Boston, I'm back. All right, hello, Boston. Come on, give it up. We need that energy because this is the part of the show that you actually want to hear. All right. So again, thank you to our performers. Thank you to all the individuals that put this together. I'm not going to rename them to buy time, but we thank you. We appreciate you. We thank you for being out here. And before I go and before I close, I just want to introduce the next speaker. So let me tell you a little bit about one of my colleagues, our first speaker. She's born and raised right here in Boston. Woo! Reverend Maura White-Hammond. Yeah! Reverend White-Hammond has done some amazing things as Mayor Wu's Chief of Environment, Energy, and Open Space. Over the course of her time with the city, she has supported the amendment of Bordeaux to set carbon targets for existing large buildings and convened a city-led green jobs program called Power Corps Boston that makes sure that people that look like me, BIPOC people and BIPOC youth, are trained in green jobs. Give it up for that. Yeah. The Reverend began her community engagement in high school, and mostly poignantly with the project Hip Hop, Highways into the Past, History, Organizing, and Power. Love it, love it, love it. A youth organization focused on teaching the history of civil rights movement and engaging a new generation of young people in activism. After college, she became the executive director of Project Hip Hop, where she served for 13 years. That's a long time. Give it up for that. Yes. Woo! In 2017, she graduated with her Master's of Divinity at the Boston University School of Theology and was ordained an elder in the African Methodist Episcopal Church, AME. I'm a part of the AME church. Woo! In 2018, she founded New Roots AME Church in my city where I live of Dorchester, where she currently is the pastor. Reverend Mariama uses an intersectional lens in her ecological work, challenging folks to see the connections between immigration and climate change, or the relationship between energy policy and economic justice. She has received numerous awards. I'm not going to name all of them, but I'll name a few because she's going to talk to you in a minute. She has earned the Bar Fellowship, the Celtics Heroes Among Us. Yeah, give it up for the Celtics. Come on, give it up for the Celtics. We're in Boston. Remember, we're in Boston. Give it up for the Celtics. And the Roxbury Founders Day Award. Also, the Boston NAACP Image Award. She got an award from her very own. Yes, she was selected as one of the Grift 50 Fixers for 2019 and Sojourners 11 Women Shaping the Church. Boston, please show some love for Reverend White-Hammond.
Hello, Boston. So to begin our time together, I'd like to start by acknowledging the ancestral lands we stand on today. We are gathered on the traditional homelands of the Massachusetts tribe. The Massachusetts have been a part of this land for thousands of years. Their lives and their legacy are ingrained in this city. On this day, I invite us all to consider the legacy of colonialism and racism, the ways it has impacted people across the world, and its connection, its deep connection to the degradation of land and our planet that we are all seeking to reverse. The stories lost, the species made extinct, but also the persistence of people in the face of oppression and the fundamental dignity of all of our relations. Today, the city of Boston, led by Mayor Wu, joined by the Boston City Council and many other state and municipal leaders, express our deep excitement at being the host city for this year's Earthshot Prize Award ceremony. Even now, we are welcoming their Royal Highnesses to Beantown. Now, you all know we are a city of many firsts. And as a Green New Deal city, we are honored to be the first American city and the first city out of the United Kingdom to host the Earthshot Prize. For those of us who spend most of our time working on the climate crisis, there are times when the prognosis feels grim. From Boston to Brazil to Burkina Faso to Bangladesh to Brisbane, we have experienced record droughts in this past year. Climate change is a global problem that is having a real impact on people's lives. It's driving hunger, exacerbating housing insecurity, and at times having fatal consequences to those of us with severe health challenges. The reality of climate change is sobering and at times deeply discouraging. It is affecting everything. And the only way we have any chance of surviving is through big, bold, and transformative action. So in this city, with 47 miles of coastline and an urban heat island effect similar to many of our sister cities, with a history of racial and economic inequality, our vulnerability has catalyzed us to act. Our mayor is leading us to be a Green New Deal city that sets an example not just for our region, not even just for our country, but for our world. Boston, under the leadership of Mayor Wu, has committed to addressing climate change in a way that has justice at its core. Justice for our environment, for our workers, and for all residents, regardless of race and economic status. Being a Green New Deal city means that we are leading the change to mitigate the threats of climate change while creating a thriving green economy and reducing economic and racial injustices. Now, some of you don't know, but Mayor Wu just celebrated 1 year in office. And there is so much to celebrate. In November of 2021, a year ago, the mayor signed an ordinance divesting from fossil fuel companies and private prisons. In February, she expanded a free bus pilot for 2 more years, and this was an idea that she promoted that people said there's no way you'll ever get it done. But right now, people in Mattapan are riding the bus for free, doing what they need to do to get to work in a green way. In April, we announced a plan to convert Boston public school buses to electric vehicles so our most precious residents also have a green way to get to school. In June, we welcomed the first cohort of Power Corps Boston, a green jobs program that trains young adults from environmental justice communities for good paying jobs in the green sector. How many, there's a few Power Corps folks out there? In August, we released the last report of Climate Ready Boston and formed a working group to begin implementing coastal resilience measures throughout our city. And in September, we announced a 3-year plan to build 9 more additional miles of bike lanes, and we launched a new tree division to support the equitable expansion of our tree canopy. I'm so grateful to be part of the work that we do in Boston, and grateful that their Royal Highnesses, Kensington Palace, and the Earthshot Prize chose to uplift Boston's work. But I also just want to take a moment, because the reality is I am a government official. But before I was in this role, I was an activist and a community member who in 2005 went to the Gulf Coast, saw the impacts of Hurricane Katrina, and realized that I could not stay on the sidelines anymore when it came to climate change. And so I got active, signing petitions, showing up to rallies, but also trying to figure out how to organize more people to get serious about climate change. This year, every year, in October and November, I reflect on a pretty major shift that happened in my life in 2016. As was mentioned, I used to run a youth program. Shout out to all the young people. I do want to note that if it wasn't for young people, I don't think we would be here today. Because when climate wasn't quite getting the attention that it needed, young people rose up around the world. I'm not saying you should always skip school, but many of them skipped school to take to the streets and push us. And I was inspired by that example. I was inspired by the work of young people, and I kept getting more engaged myself. 2016, I got arrested, pushing back on a pipeline right here in Boston. And later that year, I was invited to go to Standing Rock in solidarity with folks who were pushing back on a pipeline there. Just before I left, I remember I got a call as I was preparing to go to a climate meeting that a young person who had been part of a program, Project Hip Hop, that you heard about, had been shot here in Boston. And unfortunately, he did not make it. John Caesar was a young person with whom I had shared so much of my passion and talked honestly about what we thought we needed to do to change the world. And so, as a brand new ordained minister, I stood with his family as we allowed them to take him off of life support. I preached my very first funeral, and the next day, as I was there, I met so many young people like him, full of promise, committed to building a more just world, but often not getting the kind of resources and support that they need to fulfill their destiny. And yet, they were standing up to major forces, saying that water is life, and that now is the time to be serious about climate action. So here I am in this role where I get to make policy, and I get produce ordinances, and I testify in front of the city council. But I try and all of this work never to forget that the reason we are all in this fight is not because we want a fancy title. It's great that we have these awards, and I'm so glad we're going to be lifting up people, but many of those people, they don't do the work because they want an award. They do this work because of the people that they love. And so my challenge for us this evening is that we're all here to see the big guests of the night. But in the midst of it all, I hope we will remember that all 8 billion of us share this one home together. And we're not just fighting to save Mother Earth. We're fighting for each other and to save all of our lives. And so with that, I want to take this opportunity to introduce to the stage someone who has demonstrated long-term leadership in this fight. Someone who has been a partner to this administration and who has a track record of pushing back on fossil fuel companies and fighting on behalf of the residents of the Commonwealth. I'm just getting the signal she's not quite here yet. They are on the way. But, okay, we don't want you to have another pause. So we're going to lead you. I come out of the civil rights movement tradition of community organizing. And so while we wait for our next speaker, how many people are willing to join me in a song? Okay. Okay. You guys, they cut the song. I know. I was ready. Okay, same time, same place. This time next week, no rain. We'll have a sing-along. I promise.
And I will join her.
But with no further ado, I want to introduce the Attorney General of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and the Governor-elect, Maura Healey.
good evening, Boston. Wonderful to hear from Reverend White-Hammond. We thank her for her leadership in embedding equity into Boston's communities and for being a trusted advisor when it comes to our environmental, racial, and economic justice issues. Thank you so much. And most of all, thank you and a hearty Boston, Massachusetts welcome to our very special guests, the Royal Highnesses, the Prince and Princess of Wales. We are absolutely ecstatic, so excited and delighted that you are here with us this evening, that you are here with us this week, and most importantly, that day in and day out, here and across the world, you demonstrate, you show your commitment to climate issues and social change, as well as an unyielding commitment to our young people. We are so grateful as a city, as a state, as a country for your commitment, and we welcome you here. We thank you as well to our friends at the JFK Library Foundation and Consul General Peter Abbott and his teams for all the work that has gone in to making this visit possible. I am proud, as your Attorney General and Governor-elect, to share this moment with so many international, national, state, and local leaders who are committed to addressing climate change and environmental justice. First among them, of course, our terrific Mayor of Boston, Mayor Michelle Wu. We thank her. We thank her for her partnership, her leadership in achieving our clean energy goals in Massachusetts, and for hosting Earthshot right here in Boston. We are delighted to showcase all of the incredible innovation and leadership that we are doing to address the climate crisis. As we stand here today, we know the world is still reeling from a summer of climate calamities. Raging fires in Canada, the western United States, and Europe. Deadly flooding and record-breaking rainfalls in Europe and China. Extensive heat waves blanketing Europe and the United States. These dire impacts of climate change stress our power and our public health systems and disproportionately harm our disadvantaged and low-wealth communities. The need for innovation and leadership has never been more clear. In the next decade, we must make the right choices and find affordable environmental solutions to build the clean future we need for our communities, our health, our economy, and our planet. Now, one thing that the Royal Highnesses bring is a spirit of optimism. The Earthshot Awards highlight the promise. While the climate crisis is our greatest challenge, it is also our greatest opportunity. Here in Massachusetts, we take pride in being in a position to be a global leader and partner when it comes to clean energy technology innovation. We're home to some of the world-class institutions, research entities, world-leading innovators and scientists, as well as grassroots community organizations that are committed and effective. We have some of the best wind in the world off our coasts that will bring clean energy to our shores. We've enacted groundbreaking laws to support our efforts and chart a course to a net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. And Massachusetts is committed to a transition to a clean energy economy that benefits, not further burdens, communities who are disproportionately enduring environmental harms. Our climate goals will be bold, achieving 100% clean electricity supply by 2030, fully electrifying public transportation by 2040, building a climate corridor of tech, innovation, and manufacturing that stretches across this great state. This is our chance to create great-paying jobs, protect our communities, and address environmental injustices that have persisted for far too long. and we are committed to delivering on that promise. So it is fitting that Massachusetts is hosting the first in-person Earthshot Prize ceremony in the United States. We are proud of that. There's no better place for a prize that recognizes that innovation is the key to climate solutions. The 15 finalists and the groundbreaking solutions that will be highlighted in this award are truly inspiring. And I know that we join together in welcoming this week. It is now my honor to introduce a person who knows what it means to take on climate change, knows the structural changes that are needed to protect future generations with sustainable energy, good jobs, and healthy, connected communities. I am proud to work alongside her to make our clean energy future a reality. I'd like to introduce Mayor Michelle Wu.
Your Royal Highnesses, friends, and guests, welcome to Boston. And thank you so much to everyone who came out here to make sure that our honored guests could get a very special welcome, even as Mother Nature is determined to make the impacts of climate well known and visible today. As many of you know, we opened our newly renovated and climate-resilient City Hall Plaza 2 weeks ago. So the good news is that every drop of rain falling on us and onto the ground right now is being captured by permeable pavings and green infrastructure to prevent runoff and provide irrigation for all the trees and plants. So thank you for helping us make that happen today. Thank you, Governor-elect Healey, for your leadership and partnership. I couldn't be more excited to see what's ahead for our entire state. And thank you to the best Chief of Environment, Energy, and Open Space that one could possibly dream of, Chief Reverend White-Hammond. Thank you so much for all that you do for our city. I also want to thank Ambassador Caroline Kennedy, who couldn't make it here tonight, but who is a key part of co-hosting these awards. Her lifelong service to our country and her continued inspiration ensures that we all follow the call of President Kennedy's moonshot. President Kennedy's moonshot proved that when we come together, we can achieve seemingly impossible, incredible feats of engineering in a short amount of time. We here in Massachusetts are proud that the moonshot has inspired not only President Biden's challenge for America to find a cure for cancer, but countries around the globe. And we are thrilled to have the great honor of hosting this year's Earthshot Awards to advance that same galvanizing commitment to the urgent action necessary to solve climate change and repair our planet. Because Boston is fundamentally a city of problem solvers. This is the birthplace of daring ideas and incomparable grit. And for nearly 400 years, we've led the way on the biggest challenges of our time. We're home to the first public school in the country, first public park and library, first subway system in America that the governor-elect and I are going to make sure works and gets people just where they need to go on time. Innovating for the public good is what we do. Today, Boston is curing cancer and Alzheimer's as a global healthcare and life sciences hub, educating the world at our universities, and building a workforce for the green economy while taking climate action across every neighborhood. Their Royal Highnesses, the Prince and Princess of Wales, represent a new era of leadership and service. They are bringing our generation's determination, ingenuity, and resilience to tackle our most pressing challenges in time for our children and our future grandchildren to thrive. But what's so special about the Earthshot Prize is the focus not only on the threat of climate change, but the opportunity it offers. the beauty and possibility in coming together to preserve our planet as a welcoming home for all. Boston is committed to being the greenest city in the country. And we are infusing climate progress into everything we do, from electric school buses and green street infrastructure, city initiatives to help residents install solar panels and save money with our green electricity program, to new parks that recapture stormwater, a focus on localizing our food systems, and a green jobs program to build wealth in our communities. We are excited to showcase this innovation and leadership happening all across our city and region during this visit. I want to publicly thank all those who have worked so hard to prepare for this wonderful week, including their Royal Highnesses teams at Kensington Palace and British Consul General Dr. Peter Abbott and the entire consulate staff. And thank you to our 19,000 city workers who will make our city shine this week, as you do every day of the year, in serving, protecting, and empowering our residents. We are also grateful for their Royal Highnesses using their platform to highlight the climate progress happening here and around the world. On behalf of the people of Boston, it is now my honor to welcome to the podium and to our great city the founder of the Earthshot Prize, His Royal Highness, the Prince of Wales.
Thank you, Mayor Wu. And may I say thank you to all the hardy Bostonians braving the rain this evening. Catherine and I are absolutely delighted to be with you today for our first engagement in the great city of Boston, as we start the countdown to the Earthshot Prize Awards this Friday. Thank you to Mayor Wu and Reverend White-Hammond for all your support for the Earthshot Prize. There are two reasons why Boston was the obvious choice to be the home of the Earthshot Prize in its second year. 60 years ago, President John F. Kennedy's moonshot speech laid down a challenge to American innovation and ingenuity. "We choose to go to the moon," he said, "not because it is easy, but because it is hard." It was that moonshot speech that inspired me to launch the Earthshot Prize with the aim of doing the same for climate change as President Kennedy did for the space race. And where better to hold this year's awards ceremony than in President Kennedy's hometown, in partnership with his daughter and the foundation that continues his legacy. Boston was also the obvious choice because your universities, research centres and vibrant startup scene make you a global leader in science, innovation and boundless ambition. Mayor Wu, you have also been a leader in putting climate policies at the heart of your administration. Thank you. Like President Kennedy, Catherine and I firmly believe that we all have it in ourselves to achieve great things, and that human beings have the ability to lead, innovate, and problem solve. We cannot wait to celebrate the Earthshot Prize finalists later on this week, and we are both looking forward to spending the next few days learning about the innovative ways the people of Massachusetts are tackling climate change. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now I'd like to invite all our special guests up to help press our special wireless green button that is going to light up City Hall green in honor of the Earthshot Prize and their visit. Okay, the way that We need everyone's help to make this special button work. So we're all going to count down from 5 together. Ready?